What is up, everybody? Welcome to Geeks Around. I'm your executive producer, Deanna Jackson. Of course, we are in continuation of our discussion of the third season of Arrow. This is a really great episode 306. Before we get into all of that, let's go ahead and introduce the rest of the panel. Join me, as always, our lead host and producer, Matt Moore. What's going on, man?
Not a whole lot. A little tired, but looking forward to talking about this episode and then going to sleep.
Yeah, sleep is definitely a good thing. Next up, of course, our community manager, Knuckles Goldberg. How's it going, man?
What's going on?
Another beautiful day in the neighborhood. Isaiah Mullins.
What's
What's
up?
going on, dude?
What's up, boss man? The VR Trooper. What's up, man?
See, there we go with that again. And it's like, and I'd love to introduce this Andy. I can't pronounce his last name, guys. Like, I don't know who he is. He snuck into the hangout. He looks just like this guy we used to have that had a lot of chest hair, though. It's like, him I know. It's like, are you like his twin or something?
Hi, Arrowheads.
Oh, God, Arrowheads, it is you. Holy shit. And, of course, joining us for the first time for the Arrow discussions, Lerod76, longtime viewer. How's it going, man?
I'm going fine. How you guys doing?
It is a beautiful day. It is almost Friday. Cannot wait for this week to be over. It's been a long one, but enough about all that. This episode was really interesting. It's like, well, first things first. I'm just going to go ahead and say this. Didn't just last week I said that they hadn't called Roy Arsenal yet, and then in the very next episode is the first time they go ahead and do it?
Yep.
Yeah.
They were watching this very episode, and they went back to rewrite the whole episode just because you said that they hadn't called them Arsenal.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
They saw our show last week, and they were like, oh, fuck, we haven't called them Arsenal yet.
So,
God damn, we're 6 episodes in, we still haven't given them a nickname. We can't have that.
so
Also-
this is what power feels like.
Right.
Yes.
So, what's up with Diggle? He still has no suit. He has a ski mask, for God's sakes.
That's his costume.
He's
That's
so
his-
badass that he doesn't need a costume.
He's like OJ. He's the broke version of OJ.
What?
Yes, OJ.
Hey, he's like driving vans.
See? OJ.
Speaking of
At least give that man a
ass,
domino mask or something. You know, it's something.
He's
Give
a
him a
Boba
cool
Bob.
code name or something like that.
Yeah, the
Hell,
Black Driver.
something.
yeah, well, you notice he keeps taking it off in the middle of like crime scenes where like someone could just pop out at any second.
Well, yeah, because it's not a real mask anyway. Fuck it, I'm gonna take this shit off.
And plus, he's black, so no one's gonna remember. Like,
Well,
oh,
we
man,
did
black
talk
guy.
about this last week. That in the series finale of Arrow, which is going to be like in 3 season or 7 season from now, the last shot you will see will not be about Green Arrow. It will be about Diggle putting on his suit for the first time, and then boom, goes.
No, it won't even be that. It won't even be that. It's like they'll fuck us. It'll be him like, you know, suiting up. We'll see him put on like some kind of superhero boots, and then that's it. Arrow over. Done with the show for fucking ever.
Let me outdo it. He's gonna be the last thing we'll see him ordering his suit on Amazon, but we will never see him doing it. So all we will
That's
see
awesome.
is he will take. Here's what he's gonna do. We will see the computer screen, and all you see is typing in costume. Boom. Executive producer's title credit.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it'll be all over.
If anyone from the show is watching, please don't do that. Just do it as soon as you can. Hey, we're willing to do a Kickstarter if that's what you need.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I'll pitch in. It's like, I mean,
Where's my
you know,
Kickstarter at?
put my man in a Morpheus jacket or something, you know, to do something.
Where's my Kickstarter at? Where's mine? We'll have it
Or,
mine.
or at least
Mine-
give him a cool car. How come he doesn't at least get a cool car?
Oh, that would work. That would work for me.
Or how
Yeah.
about like a white tuxedo?
He stand up so.
Wait. Are we gonna get him a nice clothing and make him look like an ape? Is that the joke we're referring to
No,
from
we're not
yesterday?
going to that joke right now. No. No.
No, Charles isn't even here.
Oh, okay. We have to wait for Charles. That's probably why he's not here, is because he doesn't want to hear that freaking joke again.
Well, you know, it's like, I mean, it's a very special day for him. It's like, I hear My Little Pony just came out on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So,
Wait,
My
really?
Little Pony.
Did it really?
I don't fucking know, Andy.
You get that on Blu-ray. That's what happened. He had that on Blu-ray.
Brownie or something. Like, I didn't think of the movies Ted 2 just for production.
Ooh. I mean, yeah. That's
Ted
actually
was-
kind of awesome.
Ted
That is
is
pretty
fucking
awesome.
funny. It's a fucking teddy bear who will fucking have sex with you if
It's
you're
just a
hot.
family guy. It's just a family guy.
Okay, whatever your fantasies are, Andy, I've officially heard enough of them. Jesus, I kind of thought Charles and his whole My Little Pony fetish was going to be the most disturbing things. We got here Andy talking about having sex with teddy bears.
No. Seriously, the teddy bear thing is not anywhere close to as bad as a certain person's old person fetish.
Speaking of Ted,
Hey,
who are you referring to, Matt? Speaking of Ted, this was a big episode with Ted Grant on the show.
Nice segue. I'll give you props for that.
That was the only reason I did that.
But yeah, I have to agree. It's like, I mean, this is kind of Ted's episode. We've seen sort of like, hints of him every now and again in other episodes, maybe on camera for a grand total of 5 minutes, pretty much as the guy's training Laurel. But this episode was pretty centered on him and his past, and his past came back to haunt him in a big way.
Yeah, absolutely. And I still call slight bullshit on the fact that there was a vigilante and it never made the news, even if it was just in the Glades. But you know what? Suspension of disbelief.
And also at the same time, you know what this is kind of a good nod to, because in this show, Teddy Grant is, obviously, he's much younger than he is normally in the comics, because in the comics, he's one of the first, members of the Justice Society of America, so I kind of like that him being the first vigilante, it's kind of like the first nod we get of, Wildcat. And at the same time, it kind of fits in because Oliver wasn't here 6 years ago.
Uh-huh.
If that guy was a vigilante in the Glades, Malcolm Merlyn has a bone to pick with him.
Exactly. He could have killed his wife.
Or rather, it's like he didn't do anything to stop his wife from being killed.
Huh?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, because was that around the time where his wife got killed? It's like, I forget storyline-wise. Like, was it? Because 6 years ago puts it at pretty much just before
he retired.
Just before everything happened with Oliver. Just before he left.
Yeah.
Pretty sure his Malcolm Merlyn's wife died many years before that, like a decade before that.
Yeah, but I think he retired at that time when his wife got murdered. So interesting.
Yeah, he was probably retired by then. That's what I'm thinking.
I'm still hoping that we get to see him in a, I assume he had a costume, and in that timeline, which we didn't get to see. But if I think he's gonna suit up again, and if he does, I hope it's something more updated, from what he used to wear. Maybe I'll hook him up a little bit and so on.
Well, it's like I thought the costume that Isaac, his former protege, was wearing was pretty much his costume. Well,
Right.
Did I get that wrong?
No, that was it. I have to assume though that if he suits up, he's probably going to get something a bit more contemporary, a bit less.
Yeah, maybe like
less off the rack.
Yeah, maybe like a black leather jacket and a fucking ski mask.
Yeah. Or some knuckles. Ah.
I'm never gonna stop complaining about this shit until my boy Diggle suits up. All right,
Right. Same here.
I'm just gonna fucking put that out there.
Because he's black. That's
You know
why.
what we need to do? We need to do a conclave on Sunday and talk about the fact that we want a costume for Diggle for 2 hours. I think it's very important. I agree with Yana. Like, give him something. It's like, remember that shot a few episodes ago when Canary was standing there? No, not Canary. Roy was standing there. Oliver was standing there. Someone else was dressed up, and all that the dude gets is just some crappy leather jacket that looks fake.
Yeah, exactly. It was Arsenal, Arrow, and Nysa Al Ghul, and they're sitting there, it's like all suited up and doing their thing. Diggle pretty much looked like he just got off work. You know what I'm saying? Decided to skip the bar. Come on here and do this superhero thing right quick. Like, come on, man. It's bullshit. It's because he's black, isn't it? All the white motherfuckers got costumes. Some
Because he's
bullshit.
black. That's what, I know, it's beyond bullshit city. Because he's black. That's what happened. Because he's black.
No, but
Racist ass show. I'm done doing discussions for this shit.
You know what? Stephen Amell, he was on a show yesterday and talked about that very same thing, and he said that Diggle is possibly getting a suit towards the end of the season.
Wow.
He went and hung out with the Suicide Squad and ain't even get a suit.
Right?
That is kind of messed up.
Diggle gets a costume or we riot. You hear me? Fucking
Exactly.
CW.
Throwing up some shit now. Come on, let's throw some tables.
Everything.
I will probably be, nice, but I won't, but yeah, give him a costume, just Andrew, Mark, Greg, if you're watching this, just give him a costume at this point.
In other words, Andy is saying, give Diggle a costume or I will politely disagree.
Yeah, basically.
Well, give him a hood for God's sake. Give him a hood. I don't care. Give him a hood.
Okay, so in this episode, we actually got past all the costume stuff, which I'm probably going to keep bitching about throughout the rest of this discussion.
Costume.
But it's like, fuck off. We had an interesting dynamic because we kind of had two different things going on. It's like one of the things is going directly off of how last week's episode ended. We had Roy still trying to deal with the potential that he was responsible for the death of Sarah Lance under the guise of the Mirakuru and was pretty much demanding Felicity go ahead and test him for that, which, while ended up negative, it's like, I mean, we discussed this last week. We put it out to a question, so it's like, after seeing this episode, I'm going to ask you guys the exact same question. Did he kill her?
No.
Nah.
No.
Not after that love potion Arrow did with him.
Yeah, I'm thinking that at least they had to introduce another freaking archer, of course. So
we haven't seen enough of those.
I guess it's her.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like this actual storyline is upsetting me a little bit because we ended up seeing Arsenal and we saw Arrow and we saw them like hanging out in the quiver or the arrow cave or whatever the frick you want to call it, and you see distinctly that that Roy has red arrows and Ollie has green arrows, and we know that the Dark Archer or that Malcolm Merlin has black arrows, and you realize, you know what, these archers have their own distinct language. They have their calling card, and their arrows are their calling card. So how the fuck do we not know who it was that shot Sarah?
That's a pretty good point, actually. Now you're mentioning.
Right.
I didn't even think about the color of the arrows actually until you mentioned it. Because I remember seeing some. I thought I actually missaw the whole thing. I actually thought that, oh no, there's no way Roy would go with red arrows. Like, how on the nose did he want to really be? But I didn't. No, but look, guys, I love Roy Harper from the comic books. But I thought that, if he really had a red arrow, that would be like, yeah, we get it. He is the red arrow, yet he has to be called Arsenal. But that's a good point. The girl we saw at the end, well, we know who it is, but I don't think it was her.
It's not her.
Yeah, it's like it wouldn't make any sense just to whoever killed Sarah is like, I feel that it's someone that we know, because otherwise, I mean, the reveal of whoever did it wouldn't have any impact whatsoever. But the problem with that is that we're running out of people that we know. It's like, I mean, so far all the people that we know are people that couldn't have possibly done it. Roy didn't do it. Oliver didn't do it. Felicity didn't do it. Diggle didn't do it.
Malcolm didn't do it.
Yeah, we know Malcolm didn't do it.
Do we think maybe Deadshot knows how to use a bow and arrow?
God, no, please don't operate him in. No, dear God, no.
Well, I love Deadshot. I think he's more of a guns person.
Well, that's just it.
And swords.
Yes,
swords are definitely his thing.
But she said it's someone she knows because she lowered her guard and said, "What are you doing here?" As if like I know you. That's why she didn't defend herself, because someone said to me, "What if it's Slade?" I'm like, you think she would have been that calm if she saw Slade in front of her?
Yeah. Could still be Thea. We know. Yeah.
Yeah,
it someone in.
The reason I'm thinking it's Deadshot is because of the fact that Deadshot, at least in the comics, does a lot more than just guns.
That's true. That's very true.
He's like Hawkeye.
But she doesn't know him really, and also, like I said, she would not put her guards down if it was someone that she knows is a bad guy. Plus, he's locked up in Argus, and it's kind of been established Argus is pretty hard to break out from, aside from the season finale. But
we assume that he would have had to break out of it, and he wasn't ordered to do it.
I feel it's someone in Raza's camp that she knew who it was and is trying to flame Malcolm.
That does make the most sense.
I would say it's either Thea, Ra's al Ghul, or Ra's al Ghul's daughter.
Mm.
Well, I don't think Ra's al Ghul's daughter would do it. Unless it was her other daughter or his other daughter.
Or his
Unless
other
it was
children.
Talia.
Or if we even know Talia exists in this universe. Although I hope she does, and I hope if she does, I would kill to see Stana Katic play the role because she voiced her in Arkham Asylum, a setting.
Huh. Yeah, it could be interesting. It's like I don't know if they would introduce Talia. They seem to kind of they went through pretty great lengths to not introduce her when they had a chance.
Right. If it went to albino, they'd be okay with that.
It's like, although even that is like I thought was a different, interesting choice using the lesser known of Roz's daughters in these storylines. It's like I actually thought that was pretty cool. That's one of the things I like about these shows in general. Is like both with this and the Flash is that they're using a lot of the more lesser known characters and kind of pushing them into the limelight instead of just giving us the people that we're kind of expecting to see. I kind of get a kick out of that.
Yeah, plus also.
I was just gonna say same thing with, of course, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I'm sure Peggy Carter's gonna be that way as well.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they are. They're definitely going on with that. There's a good tie-in with Iron Man 2. Is as far as I know with Agent Carter because of Whiplash's dad is actually going to be on the show.
Ah.
I didn't know that. That's gonna be kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I spoiled anything. He's going to be a recurring character. I don't know what's going to happen. I just know that they're bringing in the father and kind of exploring that relationship that they were ending in that movie. But we're here to talk about DC, so and I agree with Diana.
This is about Marvel.
I'm agree with Diana that using some lower, lesser known characters are really cool. Like for example, I loved Multiplex and Flash. I thought he was really cool. Like some of the times they introduce some of the best characters that have a lot of backstory to them, but yet they have never really got that much attention. So. Yeah.
You want to know something interesting? I know this isn't the Flash show, and if I was on, it's like I would have brought this up. But it's just something I'm interesting as a comparison to Arrow. It's like it seems to me a lot of Barry Allen's Rogues Gallery is ending up dead.
Right. Thank God.
How is it that more of his Rogues Gallery is ending up dead than Arrow's, and Arrow was flat out killing people for the majority of the first season?
Simple. He didn't make a promise.
Well,
he was killing people very much on purpose for most of the first season. Barry Allen is trying to not kill anyone, and yet
they end up dying.
It's like, most of his Rogue Gallery is already dead.
Well,
except one that's like locked up down there.
Well, let's remember. There's also Captain Cold, and also let's remember that it is. Let's not start this again. I'm just gonna say this quickly. It's a comic book TV show. Dead is not always dead. Period.
I'm aware of that. It's just an amusing observation that I made.
It is. I agree.
It's like every time they come up, it's like, oh, here's this person, dead.
Yeah.
Well, Plastique, this person looks interesting. Oh, dead. Oh, fuck off.
Let's see how the season progresses, and you may be surprised.
Yeah, probably. It's like I'm enjoying both shows. It's like, as I've said before, and I'll say it again, I am highly looking forward to the crossover events. Very much. And
I'm not gonna go into it, but some exciting detail has come out about the crossover. So if you guys who are watching this, look up the synopsis for those two episodes and who they're bringing on. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be interesting. It's like I won't be looking that up. It's like I just want to watch it and be surprised and be like, oh, this is cool.
I know.
Yeah, I know. You're saying that for the viewers. That's all good.
Yeah, Andy is just throwing information out there and watching it come back to him.
Uh-huh.
That was a joke for Andy. I'm sure he got it.
No, I didn't.
Throw it. Bad guy in Flash on the crossover.
Damn it, you, Matt. Now I know who you're talking about.
Oh.
Wow, Andy, really?
I had to figure.
Well, that just trickled through to you, didn't it?
Yo, man.
Oh. Throwback. Because back goes throw. Okay.
Wow.
All right, so getting back to this episode of Arrow, it's like we have that one dynamic where Roy's trying to figure out exactly what his visions mean, and the other side is like you kind of had this interesting dynamic because like you have Ted's former, back when he was a vigilante, his protege, that's now turning on him. And in addition to that, you also have there's sort of parallels between that and what could have potentially happened between Roy and Oliver in this episode.
I agree with you, and one of the things that I really loved was that moment because, like I've said before, I'm a huge Roy Harper fan, and especially of the Roy Harper, Red Arrow, Green Arrow relationship in the comic books. So when that moment when he asks Oliver, "Don't abandon me," and he says, "Never," it's like that was such a huge comic book moment for me, and also because of their relationship, because I really admire it. But speaking of geek moments, boxing glove arrow.
I was waiting to see how long it would take someone to bring that up.
I was gonna say, is Arsenal and Arrow gonna kiss? I was just wondering, like, are they gonna kiss?
Oh yes, because they're definitely characters of the LGBT community. They're definitely not straight.
I'm just saying, like, hey,
arrows.
Never.
They're definitely not straight arrows. Wink, wink, wink.
Oh God, I can't, Andy, Jesus. But yeah, I was like, I'll admit, it's like I had a huge geek out moment when Ted and Oliver were clashing. He comes up and happens to have that boxing glove at the end of the arrow. It's like, if any of you viewers don't know the comic books, yes, the boxing glove arrow is a kind of standard Green Arrow thing. It's completely ridiculous and comic booky.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I'm glad they didn't do it as stupidly as it's done in the comic books. In the comic books, it's like this little box attached, and then the arrow comes off, and then it explodes out, and it's a boxing glove.
Yeah,
how does it fit into his quiver, though?
Well, because it's in that little box at first, and then it only expands after the arrow's shot.
Hey, Felicity Smoke, if you're watching, get on that.
I think that would be more of a Cisco thing.
Connection.
That will actually work. Something I want to bring up about Ted again, and I don't know what it is, but he's like, I like that he's kind of like, even aside from his vigilante life, I kind of like that he's sort of like the everyday man. Like, he doesn't feel as, because it feels, when you look at all these other characters, they feel real, they feel reliable, and so on. But like when you look at Ted, it's like, somehow he feels more real than any of them. I don't know, maybe it's because he isn't, a former soldier or a high-skilled hacker or a a former billionaire. Sorry, Oliver, and stuff like that. So
he's not branded more like Oliver, so he has a good.
Although Oliver is, Stephen Mill, he just said that Oliver isn't broke. Like somebody asked him yesterday. He said, it's not like, when you're not a billionaire anymore, it's not like you lose all of your money. You still have like, $3 or $4 million saved up somewhere. So, it was kind of humorous how he said that. But he was like, listen, just because I'm not a billionaire anymore doesn't mean I don't have money. When billionaires go broke, at least we have $3 or $4 million saved. It's like
of course.
$3 saved in our saving account, so get over it.
I can see that happening too.
I will send you guys the video afterward. It's so funny.
Yeah, please do. Just post it up in the community.
Just so you know, Andy, every time you say the name Ted, even if you are talking about Wildcat, I'm thinking the teddy bear. I swear.
Wow.
See what you've started.
I'm just letting you know that now.
Worst things has happened in these hangouts.
Teddy bear, or what are we talking about? Two types of teddy bears.
Stay on focus.
You sure? Because it's cool from teddy bear out there too.
You know what I hope he does in the show, because he has a tattoo that says T on it. I just want someone to say this T stand for teddy bear, and he's like, yes. Just for my own personal satisfaction that may or may not be sexual.
Oh.
All right, I'm done.
Made no sense. I literally got lost in that one.
Oh dear God.
Man, if you're doing it wrong, you have to take off your headphones.
Yeah, see, like that.
Wow.
That's how.
As I've said before, this is why we started Geeks of the Round, homosexual fanfiction.
That's fucking cold. Oh god.
So Arrow, let's talk about the flashbacks for a second. I love these flashbacks this week because for once in a long time, it actually tied back into the present. And like, look, I know I know that we can't always have parallels between the flashbacks and the present because sometimes they're just supposed to be to tell the story of what happened. But it did so well with what happened to Roy and Oliver, and plus I just love seeing more of the future Katana.
I don't like her. I do not
She doesn't
like
like you either.
No, she was terrible. She was an awful actress. Like, is she really acting like that? Does she have any good acting abilities? Please have better skills.
How exactly was she a bad actor?
Really? Okay, let's do it like this. She always stared like this, like, "Oh, I want you to leave." Okay, was you can't say this in your
So you're saying she's a bad actress because she has a Japanese accent?
No, it's more than that. She was just pretty much awful. Awful, like the Huntress.
No, it's like I gotta 100% disagree with that. It's like
She wasn't interested. All she did was
she was emotionless, is what it was, because exactly because she does not like Oliver and she does not want him there.
And she's also afraid because if Oliver does one mistake, Waller has said that she will kill that family, and that's why he has to beat her. So, of course she's guarding herself and being. She doesn't try to show any emotions. So, I say,
but that's also the culture of the Japanese. If they don't like you, they're not going to show any emotion.
I get that, but it should be more stronger. How she delivered it was just weak, very, very weak. Or the line.
Was it predictable, Isaiah? Was it bullshit city?
Yeah, it was. They were doing that moment. Like, okay, you use
that record is getting so old.
No, not really. Anyways, yeah.
Do you play any other hits, Isaiah, or is that the only thing that you have on the playlist?
No, I got more. I really got more.
So, in any case, where were we?
And that photo that they have with that hidden message, contact Hyun Liu. What did they say on the card?
Yeah, something like that.
Some Asian guy.
Yeah.
Who do you think it is? Do you think it's a decent guy?
All those names sound alike to me.
An Asian guy was supposed to meet up with some other Asian dude.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's pretty much what I know right now.
Was Sarah with him in China?
No.
At least not yet.
Oh God, don't bring that up.
At this point, I'm just expecting her I'm expecting her just to be with the League of Assassins in that point in the flashback after the things at the island happened. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's when Anissa found her, and at this point, I'm just assuming that the next time we will see her in a flashback, because I think she's coming back for flashbacks, which is great. This is one of the great things about the show. Even if you kill off some of your greatest characters, you can always bring them back for flashbacks.
Yeah, that's true enough.
Yeah.
Or
hallucinations. See how that turns out.
Or if they blow up, then you can't bring them back. So it's little Michael.
Or it's a comic book thing, guys. It's like just bring them back. It's like fuck it, yeah, back now, alive. How's it going? What's up?
She's dead though. See? There you go.
Who did he say?
The Wasp. They didn't bring her back. She's actually dead. Yeah. And Black Goliath, he's dead too because he's black. And
I'm sorry, but they killed off. They killed off Bucky for what, 20 years?
Yeah.
And brought him back? Yeah, they're gonna bring back the Wasp. They're gonna bring back. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. No, and I distinctly remember things like Jason Todd getting beat to death with a crowbar and then blown up.
Doomsday killing.
What happened to him? He got killed in the Civil War. He didn't come back though. What happened to that? Because he was black? Maybe so. I still sad for Black Goliath. Game.
I have no idea what you just said. I stopped paying attention somewhere in there.
Once again, death in comic book properties is not always dead.
What about Maxwell? He's dead too.
It's like practically never means dead.
What about Blue Beetle? The original one. He's dead.
Are you still going on about this? Like,
yeah. Got no answer. Got no comeback. Oh, what? What was that? Got no comeback? Oh yes. Isaiah Logic always wins.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, Isaiah Logic. Yeah, that pretty much means all of you are right except me, but I have nothing to say to that. So I'm going to do Isaiah Logic and claim to win.
Right.
You're never right.
Oh, really? Check out last year. Last night.
Last year?
No, last year,
huh? Oh, I can change it. Whatever Isaiah Logic.
He was probably right in the fifth last live.
Matt, tell him.
I was gonna say, I've been counting Isaiah. You have been right a total of 5 times, and then somehow last night you got -3 times, so you're down to 2.
Hey, it's still great though, because I was right about Namor. Oh,
That's over 3 years.
And you know, he was high though. He was the first hero that could fly. But then again, you say, "Oh crap, Isaiah's right." Fuck. And then boom, explosion,
boom.
Sprinkles.
The personal side that all of us will have.
This is like having a conversation with my 3-year-old nephew.
Exactly. You see what I mean?
No, Diana, your nephew is probably smarter than Isaiah. He probably can tell that.
Well, he does use more actual logic than I'm saying from Isaiah.
Hey, there you go. See, Isaiah logic can be Isaiah logic.
But that's normal for a 3-year-old.
Thank you. Thank you. See,
I bet even he would figure out that Plastique didn't die in that episode. Flash.
He got shot in the heart. He
There's
did.
only 2 things that was really wrong with this episode.
Thank you.
The stunts, as far as the motorcycle scene, and him carrying Laurel out of the exploding car.
Thank you so much for saying that. That was like the most cheesiest shit ever. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Based on this, it's like I know expecting realism for a show in which
and then going back with last week, the motion guns shoot faster than a damn arrow, and he was able to dodge that too.
That was bullshit too.
Give me a little bit of realism.
Exactly.
This season has been a little cheesy.
Oh, you want realism?
Not maybe exact realism,
An
but sometimes like
faster than a bullet.
Yeah, they get so far outside of anything that I understand suspension of belief, but sometimes you're asking a little bit much for me. Especially if it's like, okay, this is something I know how it should work. You're telling me it doesn't work like that. Fuck you.
What was the scene? Okay. Everyone be quiet. What was the scene, Diana? What was it happen? I'm not sure which one you're talking about.
Last week when the machine guns came into play.
Last night's episode.
Wait, no. Tell them.
The motorcycle, when the motorcycle had to be doing at least 50 miles an hour, give or take. The man shoots and he falls. He got up and walked like nothing happened. His knee hit the pavement so goddamn hard it should have shattered. And then after Laurel crashes the car, he's walking like he's Superman. That explosion should have sent him flying.
Right.
And he also walked away instead of like getting the fuck out of there.
He didn't look at no explosions. He said, he's a real man. He didn't look at no explosions. He walked away.
Yeah, it's like, it's just, it could have been more obvious. They just wanted a scene of Oliver carrying Laurel with an explosion in the background. That's the only reason that scene exists. Because, that doesn't make any fucking sense at all. It's like, I don't care who you are, Andy. It's like, unless you're like Superman or like Martian Manhunter. When something is about to explode, you get the fuck out of there as quickly as possible. That's just kind of how explosions work.
Actually, Martian Manhunter would do that shit too, because remember, he doesn't
fire. That's
He's afraid of fire. Yes, forgot that.
He's afraid of fire. He wouldn't be nowhere near that car. He'd be like, "Oh, I'm sorry for you. You're gonna die."
Yeah, and in the show, they probably have him walking slowly away from it too, just to be a badass.
Right. No, he would go. He would, because he can go through frames. He would just, go down the ground and be like, "I'm out," but just.
Contact on fire in the engine. It doesn't work like that either. Like, wait, how? Okay, she hit it hard like that. Did she hit a gas tank? Did she hit anything?
So what else do we have to talk about this episode? I feel like we missed something.
I didn't get that. How did 3 cars blew up?
Not much. It's like we kind of covered everything, all the major high points.
Except for Cupid, stupid.
Well, we talked a little bit about Cupid earlier. It's like, until we see more from her, there really isn't all that much to say. It's just another fucking Archer, because we totally needed another fucking Archer. Let me see. We've got Oliver himself. We've got Malcolm Merlin. We've got Roy. We had Simon LaCroix. We had Nysa Al Ghul. How many fucking Archers do we need at this point? Apparently 6, because that's how many we fucking have.
And apparently one that targets arrested vigilantes.
Right, that makes no sense.
While they're being transported.
And plus, he was black too. Like, I killed a black guy now.
Oh Lord.
Because he's black. I see it now.
I'm gonna back Isaiah up.
No, this is about to go down. I'm taking cover.
Sizzle.
It's like,
is it over?
Hold on, I'll let you know.
Yeah. Second black vigilant bad guy this season. The other one being Simon LaCroix.
Who the fuck cares about him? And also, that other black guy, did he use arrows when he was beating up all the gang members? Because he said, wait, he uses arrows too? So what did he do? Did he chuck it at them, or did he use a bow and arrow? What did he do?
Can someone try what he said? I have no idea what
no,
he said.
No, arrows. Even he said it like, yeah, we use red arrows. He was red because it was a red arrow, and yeah, so you pretty much copied Arsenal. Yeah, pretty much.
Isaiah's bringing up a point I made 25 minutes ago and restating it, and now he's going to claim that it was his own, and we all agree with him.
See, there you go. Thank you.
Exactly.
I was right.
The day I agree with Isaiah is probably going to be the day I've probably given up on fixing my liver or whatever.
The day Andy agrees with Isaiah is the day that he shaves his chest hair. Oh, wait.
Oh, shit.
He changed it too, so he agrees with me. Oh, another touchdown. Oh, Isaiah's right.
Oh, we're going to go ahead and kick into wild speculation mode. Anyone got anything?
I do. Next week, someone's going to get shot with an arrow.
Yep.
Well, we're just getting crazy with these speculations.
Oh my god, who are you? Are you like Cupid? Stupid?
Right.
Like, oh my god, that's so predictable. It's called, the show is called a fucking Arrow.
Thank you. It is predictable. It's like,
What's the
got
joke?
more arrows. No,
It was a joke. It was a joke. Because I
It was a
love
joke.
the
It's
show.
so right, though. It's a right joke because it's true. You got so many arrows. Right? You got so many arrows. Okay, where's the gun still?
Okay, well, Isaiah's rambling on about whatever the fuck he's talking about. It's like, let me ask a direct question. It's like, because in this episode, it's like what we saw. We saw Cupid killing Isaac for whatever reason. It's like, do you guys think that the death of his former protege is gonna bring Wildcat back into active duty?
No, I don't think he has any emotional attachments to him anymore because of what happened in this episode. I think he's like, as far as I know, he's probably done with him because, he did try to kill him, but maybe there's a part of him that says, oh, crap, he died. Oh well, gotta keep boxing with this chick.
No,
You know what? Sorry, that wasn't like my thinking went sideways. That reminded me of something else that pissed me off about this episode.
Okay.
How do you know this guy? Oh, we used to date.
bullshit.
I'm sorry. This is one of the most popular freaking females in the city.
Right.
Everybody knows who her exes are, especially him.
Right, and she's
Like, what the
around,
fuck?
though. She's like Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Wait,
like-
hold everything. Did he just compare Laurel Lance to Taylor Swift?
No, I compare Shovelface to Taylor Swift.
Did you really hear Taylor Swift being mentioned in an Arrow discussion?
She makes awful music, and she's a pretty much awful actress. So, yeah, they go both to both, side by side.
How do we know she's an awful actress? She doesn't act.
Exactly, thank you. Shovelface can act. Thank you.
He was talking about Taylor Swift, I think.
No, he might have been talking about Laurel because I'm not a fan of that actress.
Thank you. Shovelface.
Well, I love Katie Cassidy, and
Her character's boring.
Thank you, Lula.
Thank you.
Her character is boring. It's like she's been boring for a long time to me, but this
They
season
should've killed
she's
her.
actually getting a little bit more interesting.
Kill her. Give me Sarah.
No, I didn't like Sarah. Laurel was at least redeemable, and still is.
Sarah got those curves, man. She got those curves. We got, what's her face? Shovel. No, I want no shovel. I want curves.
no, call them by the
Sarah,
name, Isaiah. I don't know who Shovelface is. I'm sorry. Katie Cassidy has a perfect face, although yours, I don't know. But but Katie, she's amazing.
I know, it's too sexy. Look at this. It's too sexy.
And also the fact that it's not really her fault that
That's
the
why I
writing
want Sarah back. I want Sarah back. I want her back.
You want her ass, is what you mean by you want her back.
Okay, Andy. Anyway, you were saying.
You want her ass.
I forgot. Thank you, Isaiah.
Is there a logical
And writing down another reason for hating him.
Yeah. Andy probably has like a fucking like a voodoo doll. I say it's like after every.
No, I'm in a fucking dictionary.
Piece of shit.
It's here somewhere. Oh, let's see. Okay, here it is.
Probably burned the last one.
Wait, let me explain. I have it right here. It's thin air, just like in Isaiah's head. So.
And Isaiah was always right though, because Bob Suki was wrong. You can't trust him. You can't trust the other black guy. You can't trust those black guys.
Can I mute him by covering his square up on the TV screen?
You saw the things he was talking about. It's like, I was right about Bob Sticky.
Exactly.
You weren't.
I
I was right about this other black dude.
He was wrong.
No, you weren't right about that.
Who is
I
Bob?
was right about this. It's like,
Why?
Walking Dead.
Trying to explain all the things that he was right about.
You didn't kill
He's
that
been
dude.
wrong about every single one of them. Provably.
Yeah, but I still fight on that topic.
So,
also-
in any case, any other wild speculations, bitches?
Yes, I got one.
Wait, did you just call me a bitch?
Yes, I did.
Wait a minute. I'm the bisexual one. I'm the one who gets to call everyone a bitch. So.
Wait a second. Since when was that? Like, y'all took that word over? I didn't get an email.
I was gonna say, whatever happened to equality? Equality means equality. That means what you get to say, we get to say.
Oh,
Yeah.
equality? Then
It's time for my thought now. But
if
before
there's equality, why do I not get to marry whatever I want in the U.S.?
Anyway, back to me. The goodness of me.
All right, Isaiah, go ahead.
Two speculations for you. Number one, Oliver actually grows a brain and he actually is a smart person, which I highly doubt that part. And number two, number two, it's still Raj Al Ghul. He's still, come on now, it's Raj Al Ghul. So you have to be Raj Al Ghul.
I have a question about the wild speculation. Is it okay that we keep that we can reuse every speculation that a certain person does every week instead of bringing it to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I still don't think it was Ra's al Ghul then. I think it's okay. This is stupid. I know it's stupid. It's never gonna happen. Although
stupid is fine. Wild speculation is wild speculation.
Weird things has happened.
It could have been me.
What if it? No, you're not that skilled. What if it was Tommy?
What if it was what?
What if it was Tommy? What if this is a way of them bringing him back and actually making him, the villain after all? Because
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think Sarah would be a hell of a lot more shocked to see Tommy up there. It's like, I mean, that would have been a reaction.
Right.
But then how do you bring Tommy back to life? Let's be real. He was stabbed in the chest, and his legs were crushed.
It's a comic book. It's a comic book thing, man. It's like they wouldn't even have. They would they could just put duct tape on him. Like, yeah, it's like, oh well,
hanging out with Phil Coulson and his crew.
Exactly.
Right.
He went to Tahiti.
Yeah,
but dude,
it's a magical place.
Oh my god! I get the worst chills when anyone says a magical place. Like, Shield has ruined magical for me. It's like, oh no, I'm not.
Andy will never go to Disneyland.
I will never get laid. No, but Lou, trust me. There's probably a way they could bring him back. Because
I'm pretty sure.
Dude, do you even comic book, bro? Come on, it's a comic book TV show. It works.
Wait, I just made the connection. It's fucking Disneyland. Disney is the most magical place on Earth. That is its tagline. That has been its tagline since the dawn of time.
No, the tagline is the happiest place on Earth.
Oh, damn. Fuck.
See? Hell Hydra to them. Hell Hydra, because
Damn it! I was gonna say Disneyland owns Marvel. Marvel does Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I thought I had it tied up. You had to destroy it, didn't you?
This is why Mickey Mouse is like the head of all Hydra, man. Did you not notice the ears? They're like other heads too. Cut off one head, get more. You see, Goofy, Donald, everyone else. Hydra, man, they're all Hydra.
It is supposed to be a magical place, though. But you're right. The tagline is happiest place.
See? A magical place and boom, Nazism.
All right.
And the part of Isaiah has been replaced by Robo Isaiah.
Exactly. They're trying to stop me, man. That's why they
Seeing how Isaiah's own internet connection is tired of hearing him talk, I think this is as good a time as any to go ahead and wrap things up for this week. If you guys like what we do here, don't forget to subscribe to us at youtube.com/geeksaround. We encourage you to join the Geeks Around community. You will find the link to that right below that like button in the description for this video. We will see you next week for next week's episode. Until then, my name is Deanna Jackson. On behalf of everybody else on the panel, we'll see you then.